So what are the best suburbs to invest in around Newcastle and the surrounding areas? This is a great question. Again, one we get asked a lot. Obviously, everyone wants to know what that gem is, where to put their money so that they can have the best return. If I knew, I would be a much richer man. So these are just my opinions, and of course, based on facts and what's happening currently in those areas. I'm going to break it down into three categories, because I know when you're buying an investment property, if I come out here and say that, X, Y, and Z, they're the best three suburbs to buy in, you might go, oh, great, I don't have that budget. So I'm going to break it down into three different budgets, up to 750,000, 750 to 1.25 million, and then 1.25 million plus. So if you are looking to spend up to 750,000, I think Wallsend is a fantastic pick. You look at Wallsend and what it offers in terms of infrastructure, in terms of lifestyle, it's great and ever improving. Right now, if you walk down Nelson Street in Wallsend, there's so many different shops, boutique shopping, takeaway stores, good pubs, real estate agencies. You've got bakeries, butchers, all of that's there. It's a proper village and it's been established for some time. But there's this element now of a younger generation buying in there to actually live. And what we're seeing is new cafes with really good coffee, really good food, and the pubs there now having very good food. And the parks are amazing. There's a skate park there. If you've got kids, again, looking from an investment point of view, we have to look at what's nearby and access. Wallsend is the gateway to Newcastle. If you're coming from Sydney, or if you're coming from somewhere outside of Newcastle on the M1, you come through Wallsend. So access in and out of Newcastle is phenomenal. There's some beautiful period homes there as well, which is always a good thing investment-wise, I believe, because they're emotional-driven purchases whenever you go to sell. So Wallsend, under 750, definitely be looking there. 750 to 1.25 million. Mayfield, I live here, so maybe this is biased, but I've been watching Mayfields as a potential seller over the last 12 months. And what I've seen is really since probably the middle of 2021, there hasn't been a great deal of growth. It had a phenomenal period there, Q1, Q2, and some of Q3 2021. And it would have been probably the fastest growing in terms of median price across the whole greater region, percentage-wise. But since then, if I look at some of the results that happened back then, mid-2021, some of those houses will probably only get what they have now today. So I think there's a significant opportunity there to purchase into an area which has, again, like Wallsend, really good infrastructure, brand new Coles, great parks, good schools. You've got some really good cafes there. Onyx is phenomenal. Cookies and Coffee, which has just popped up. The pubs are great. Stag and Hunter, Mayfield Hotel. Like it's a really good area to live lifestyle-wise. So I think if you're looking at purchasing in this $750 to $1.25 million bracket, you've got to consider Mayfield and the areas that surround it. It is going to become such a hub in the future for lifestyle. I think if you look at the inner west of Sydney, fast forward 20 years, that's Mayfield. That's Mayfield. People will come to Newcastle, not necessarily to go into the city, but there'll be this element of lifestyle in Mayfield that it offers, that people will actually come to just stay there. So Mayfield, I'm very, very confident on that over the next real estate cycle, again, not in the next 12 months, but the next real estate cycle I think is going to be very promising for Mayfield. Now, if you've got over 1.25 million to spend, if you're lucky enough to have that sort of budget for an investment property, your opportunities are endless. But I think if you're looking to purchase a house, then you can't go past an area like Cooks Hill. Cooks Hill, for a lot of people, it's the quintessential inner city lifestyle suburb of Newcastle. You've got beautiful terraces, homes on large blocks opposite parks. The lifestyle there is unreal. You can walk to the beach, walk to Derby Street, there's good food. It's, for quite some time now, been an aspirational suburb. So if you can afford to purchase in an area like that, whether it's just a 2-bedroom terrace, I know there's a couple for sale at the moment along Railway Street that you could probably buy for around $1 million. If you can look at buying something like that, you can't go wrong. It might not be huge. Maybe it doesn't have off-street parking, which isn't ideal for some investors. But if you look at that lifestyle that it offers and the fact that around Newcastle, of course, there is no other land that can be dug up and sold, that area in there will be protected. Of course, the areas around it will continue to be developed. There'll be high rises continuing through Newcastle West or Newcastle East, but that particular part of Newcastle, Cooks Hill, will remain as the suburban part of Newcastle. And phenomenal lifestyle opportunity, but for investment, I just think you can't go wrong when you look at what it has to offer. So if you're lucky enough to have that budget, look in there. If you're into apartments, I think you have to start looking at Newcastle West for the next cycle as being a really, really promising suburb. But of course, Newcastle and Newcastle East, you really can't go past with apartments. If you can get something in an older building, investment-wise, that has a larger footprint than some of these newer units, spend some money on it, update it, and then rent it out, then you can give yourself a phenomenal 4.5%, 5%, even 6% rental yield on some of these units that are in really, really good spots. Of course, if you buy new, you have tax advantages, and that's great too. But that's another position that you can take and another strategy you can employ. So they're my 3 picks. Wallsend, Mayfield, Cooks Hill. There's obviously other great suburbs as well that I would love to mention, but I just wanted to nail it down to 3. Hope that's helpful.